we have an invocation by yours truly today. Dear Lord, being in Rotary allows us to serve others. We ask that you help us remember always the four-way test as we work today and every day. Help us to serve humbly and willingly as we focus on the needs of our community and beyond. Thank you for providing us with a good and clear conscience to be our guiding light. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Four-way test.
Truth is fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right. How about a song?
Yes, we have a song, President. I need a microphone. Here we go. Okay. Now, Bill McCann promised me to try to get a little enthusiasm in this group and make the song fun. And so I thought we would do a little row, row, row your boat. And I see Avery over here. Could you kind of control this half of the room?
I got this half.
Okay? Yeah. And I'll control, or try to control, this half of the room. And it's going to go, let's just all sing it together the first time, and then we're going to break into a round. Everybody know what a round is? Yeah. Okay? All right? Here we go. So that's what yeah. Jim, you want to stand? All help they can get. Okay. So, let's all sing it right now. Row, row, row your boat. You all sang this in grade school. It should be very simple for you. Okay? So we're going to start right about here.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Beautiful. 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 Okay. You're going to start, and then I'm going to bring you in second, because coming in second is always a little more difficult. It's kind of like Amos, we try harder. We're going to really try harder. So here we go. Can you handle it?
So this side of the room is much smarter.
Okay. Yeah. We got you guys on our side.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Yeah.
We have a visiting Rotarian today. How about guests of Rotarians?
Well, they're not my guests, but somebody better introduce them. We got 4 people here, and they told me their names, and I forgot them. That's why someone else needs to be in charge. So go ahead.
I'm Robert Nevin. I'm a friend of these two.
Okay.
I'm Donnie Holstead. I'm the son of Tom Holstead. Randall Beecham, another one of Don's kids.
I'm Dave Mathis, and I'm Randall's girlfriend.
All right.
I do remember who I was. This is Philip Myers, the chief criminal deputy at Skagit County Sheriff's Office.
I have a guest today. I've got Tomasz Mensick with me. Tomasz is a mechanical engineer with Kaufman Engineers. He's working with me, and hopefully he's working his way up from the Seattle office slowly over the summer. So 2 days a week here, and then maybe more in the fall. So we're happy to have him on. Okay, any other? I guess not. All right, moving along. We have several things to report, and the very first and foremost is that I'm going to retire these microphones, and we're going to switch to digital. We're we're biting the bullet, and we're going to get good ones that don't phase out, because it's a problem, and it's not getting any better. And this one's working at this very moment, but you never know when it's ready to phase out, so we're going to go to the music store and get the digital ones. So that's great. The next person I want to honor and thank, and we just got to give him lots of kudos for, is the fellow that made the rotary wheels for the float. I'm telling you, we haven't even seen him yet, but I'm telling you, there's so much work that has gone into these things. Let's give Curtis a big round. So like from 9 o'clock on, and be part of that, or you can just show up, and if you happen to be at the Very Parade, jump on it and enjoy the trip down the parade route as a Rotarian. There will be some Rotary t-shirts that they're handing out that are to be loaned out, and then you get back at the end of the parade. So if you don't have a Rotary shirt, they might even have a Rotary shirt for you. By a show of hands, is anybody going to do that? I'm going to do that. Is anyone else going to do that? Julie's going to do that? Anybody kind of thinking about being over there at the dairy? Okay, maybe. All right, maybe one. All right. The more the merrier, and then we're going to invite all the Rotary clubs to our parade on the 4th. And it's really great that we're doing kind of a dry run with the Very Dairy Parade, so to see how they do it, and then we'll of course do it better. All right. Okay, Dr. Teague has an announcement on international.
Thank you, President Carl. International Committee meeting just briefly after our main meeting today. Look at next year's budget. So we've got projects for international committee.
Okay, so international meeting right afterwards. All right. Julia has an announcement. Yeah, since you're here, go for it.
Very excited to announce that we had our very first launch planning meeting for Toastmasters in Sedro Woolley, and that will be on Wednesdays, 2nd and 4th Wednesday, for early risers at 6:45 sharp, ending at 7:45 sharp in the morning at the Senior Center. And I'm going to send out this very sophisticated sign-up sheet. So if you know you're joining, please put the check mark into yes mode. If you are thinking, just put a check mark into maybes. There is no other option.
And just so you know, the Rotary Club is going to sponsor this effort with a one-time donation of up to $500 for materials to get a lectern and ribbons and supplies and so forth. And it will be kept over at the Senior Center. Thanks to Ellen, who's going to work with us. And I confirm they have a little closet space for us, so it's going to work out really well. All right. How about this announcement? You'll all be interested to hear. The auction, in rough numbers, grossed about $250,000 and netted about $206 as of Tuesday. $206,000. Becky, you have a little update on the installation, please.
Installation is coming up fast. June 28th, Friday night at the Grand Willow. We have very few spaces left. I have a list with me if you're unsure if you signed up or not. Come see me at the meeting. And we'll look forward to a really fun time.
All right. The installation dinner is where you guys kick me out. I'm gone. Mike comes in. Be a good night. All right. Let's see. Steve Massey on the rodeo ground.
Okay, a project on the rodeo stadiums, replacing the planking on them. Our work party is lined up to do it on the 29th of this month. The donuts and everything get started about 8:30 in the morning, and we'll be removing the old planks and putting the new ones on and holding them down. So should be able to get it all done in a day. They're also, rodeo people are going to provide us with a lunch, probably hamburgers from their hamburger stand, and we'll have a good time.
What can we bring for tools?
Socket set probably would be good. We'll be to bowl them back down.
Grills.
Some grills. Cordless grills would be the best. And possibly a little angle. And
Maybe palm sanders.
Tom Standard, or we got a rough spot or something, we can sand them down. So that's 29th, which I believe is Saturday.
All right. Well, we can make a couple more announcements, or at least one more on that. I think I'm to the end of my list. Anybody else have anything they want to? Rock. Oh yeah, Rock. Hey, you got foot race. Let's talk about foot race. Welcome, Rock. Okay, everybody, it's almost July 4th, so that means we need to start organizing for the first Rotary event of the year every time. So we got to start off Mike on the right foot. So I'm going to spend a little bit of minutes here in order to go over the Rotary participation in the foot race. And as you know, this is the 42nd year for the foot race, and I believe Rotary's been involved in it from day one. I think Bob Boyd, I think, is the one that originally started this back in 1977. So, and we have basically been organizing this, manning the street corners and everything for that entire 42 years. And recently, based on Kyle's recommendation, is the money that's actually raised from this actually goes to the scholarship fund. So I believe the last number of years has been $4,000 to $5,000 that have gone into scholarships because of the money that's raised from the foot race. So we get our money back on it. So let me go through everything here. And if you're here, this is because you did something last year. And if you don't hear your name, I fully expect that you're going to raise your hand and volunteer for something. All right? So Mike Swiger.
Yep.
You're going to open up the gymnasium at 6:45.
Okay.
Perfect.
Got it.
Okay, Rutherfords. Is Kyle here?
No, but he'll do it.
I think he might be. Well, he better be doing it because he's doing all of the hard work, I'm just saying. Him and his kids have just done a great job over the number of years. They've got a website started for this where people can go online and register, and so it works out good. And Calvin and CJ have been really spending a lot of time on this as well. So if you see Kyle and any of his kids, just tell them thanks a lot for all the work that they do, because it wouldn't happen without it. So at the registration table, we start up at 7 o'clock on July 4th. So people last year, Steve Huggins. Where's Steve? He'll do it. Carl Garrison. Yes. Okay, and Bill McCann. Mark Nielsen. And don't speak all at once, okay, you guys? Louis Rico. Julia Garrison.
She's right behind you.
Is that a yes?
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
I'm going to be running this year.
You can still do registration.
Okay.
And Kyle Rutherford, Emily Huggins, Daryl Heisler. Chris Johnson.
Yes.
Mike Schweiger, you have the registration too?
Yeah, I can.
And Sheena Burns. And just an example for Sheena, I know she's not here, but before she even became a Rotarian, I think she became a Rotarian like in August. So 3 years ago, before she was even a Rotarian, she knew she was in the pipeline. She had called me up and volunteered to do something. So that's Sheena Burns for us. She's going to do that. Keith Wagner. Keith Wagner. Okay, so there's going to be some extra spots of registration. So, you know, when we're done going through the names here, I expect a few people to raise their hand on there. So, John Janicki. Now, he's the one who he had built an actual start-finish line a couple years ago.
Yeah, but he never puts it up. So.
I know. Do we know where it's at? Like a couple years ago, he built it, and then I think they dismantled it for something, and they built a new one. So, you'll check on that, right?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Okay, Phil Maher. Phil here?
No.
Phil historically for years has gotten oranges and bananas and runs the water table and the fruit and everything, start finish line. And helping him, I think, Bill McCann, I think you helped. Rick Limley. He's helped Sandra Jensen.
Yep.
Okay, you gonna be able to do it again?
Yep.
Great, thank you. All right, Mike Mosher, where's Mike? Okay, he's going to be our announcer. And Rick Limley, he's I guess not here. He's going to do all the extension cords. Tim Lair, you set up all of the water stations last year, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so the next part of what we do is we man the race course during the race. And our first goal is to make sure nobody gets run over. All right? So it hasn't happened yet, although throughout the years it's been close. And I believe Danny Sims let a whole troop of horses go down the race while the racers were running. Right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, go someplace.
Okay, you got to remember the parade starts right at 11 o'clock. So people are trying to get through town all about the same time, and so we don't need horses on the race course. We don't want cars on the race course. It's okay for them to pass, but not along where the runners are going. So you do need to bring your cell phone. If there's an emergency, call 911. Although Lynn has got police officers all over the place. But call 911 if there's an emergency. So here's the race course. So Metcalf and Warner was Dr. Martin and Daryl Skiles.
I'm out of town.
You're out of town. All right.
Daryl's here.
I'm here. And he can do it all by himself. Sure. State Metcalf, Avery Martin. Yeah. Metcalf and Ferry, John Janicki. Ferry and Murdoch, Mike Janicki.
I'm flying in for this.
Okay, now so for some of your new members, this is our president. A couple of years ago, I believe he threatened to beat the hell out of somebody trying to get across the street. Is that true, Mike?
I didn't have a gun, so I physical force was what it took.
I think he said something to the effect of, the lady says, well, I'm going to cross the street anyway. And he said no, and she said, well, I'm going to call the cops. And I think she said, well, you better call the ER as well.
It works.
Okay, Ferry and Puget, Rich Weiler.
Yeah.
Ferry and Reed, David Brookhill.
Yep.
Ferry and Hayes, Tim Allen.
Yep.
Ferry and Central, Sue Strava.
I'll be out there.
Out of town, okay? But Sue is making sure we have 800 bottles of water from the start-finish line through Dwayne Lane, correct? Let's give her a big hand for that. Ferry and Wall, Jack Turner. Ferry and Township, Dan Sims.
Yes.
Township and State, Mark Van. State 10th and 11th, Mark Christ and Catherine Poole. Not here. Okay, State Winkler Railroad, Rick Winley's not here. Rick Cohen and Fruitdale, Bruce Berglund. River and Township, Tim Lair and Travis Heidensman.
Yep.
Be able to do that? Okay. Township and Marshall, Nolan Kipling. Township and Alexander, Anna Martin. Avery, she able to do that?
Let's say yes, and I'll check with them.
Okay, Township and Sterling, Don Osmer. Not here. Township and Fit Out, Jim Dillon.
Yep.
Township of Jameson, Ron Wilson. Township of Bennett, Phil Brockman. Township of Nelson, Julia Harrison. But you're going to run, right? Okay.
You can run that.
Township and Border, Aldi, Jerry.
I'm running.
You're a runner? Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, water stations, Randy Yelling is a Boy Scout. Randy?
I think Randy will do it.
Okay, there's usually a Boy Scout that volunteers for that. Mark Chris and Catherine Poole do the one on 11th Street. Tim Laird and Travis Heisman do it on the intersection down there by the park. And then 4 Mile is Aldi. You did that last year? But you're going to be running, right?
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay, so we'll get somebody to that. Now, big announcement, National Anthem. Chief Storstad's going to do it again. Let's take a nice hand for that. If you're on the race course, right about 9:27, just listen to him. You probably hear him from wherever you're at in town. So Dr. Joe B is going to come and shoot his black powder rifle to start the race. And I think that's all we have to do right now. So, yes.
What about prizes?
Do you want to do that again?
Sure.
Great. So we'll have a raffle that Becky goes out and gets some prizes, and then we just randomly pick registration numbers, and they go up to the board and they win a prize. So historically, we will get about 700 runners in town. So it's a great event, and so anybody that hasn't heard their name, if you are wanting to volunteer for something, Fair Johnson, there's lots of junior. There's lots of and senior. Anyway, so if you didn't hear your name, there's lots of places we can fit you in. So I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Just show of hands, who didn't get their name called? So we got Don, Curtis, Eric Square, Danny. You taking all that in there, bro? What's that? We got Don, Danny, Eric Square. Good. Come and talk to me at the end of the meeting. Carl, Curtis. Okay, that'd be great. Thanks. You get away with this. If you're here on the 4th, it's a great place to be. All right, happy bugs. Or Sergeant at Arms. Go Sergeant at Arms.
All right. Show of hands. Who was not here last week? I offered immunity one time last week, so you guys get to jump in. All right, everybody else, I assume, Danny didn't get immunity. You're the only one. All right, I only have 2 questions, and it'll be $2. And we're going to go into the truth instead of going table by table. So, at your table, everybody's listening, what year did Logger Rodeo begin? If you have $10 a year watching, you know that you are wealthier than 25% of Americans. Yulia is going to help you collect, and Eric's going to help you collect money. All right. Happy bucks.
No, I'm closing. I had a happy 20. I had the privilege of handing out diplomas for both the Sedro Woolley High School and the State Street High School graduates. And it's just an awesome experience to be able to see all these young people finish up 12 years of education and move on. It was a really fulfilling experience.
Got a happy 5 here for Bill Bailey. I don't know if everybody knew. He talked to him on the phone the other day. He's down in Seattle. He had a bladder surgery, and they pretty much removed it. But he's doing good, and he's hopefully home by Friday or Saturday. His brother's going to come and stay with him for a few, probably a couple of weeks until he can start getting around on his own. So anybody's got time next week, come by and visit with him. He'd be very happy about that.
Well, oh, you never seen it.
No, I'm not very happy. I got to attend the honors graduation last week, and it was an incredible experience. I'm just really impressed how they incorporate the tribe in the community and how much the tribe contributes to the school district. People don't understand that, but it's an incredible, wonderful relationship, and it was a great event.
Having my kids home, they're all kind of split up in all different directions now. So, Randall, my oldest, is shipping out 27th. So.
So happy 5. Tomorrow I am happy to attend my nephew John's graduation from Western. He's getting his master's in second education. I'm really happy about that. And young lady Melissa Gustafson, who is at our wedding party, is also getting her master's in speech pathology in the same ceremony. So it's really a special day tomorrow.
Do we have a raffle?
We do.
So if you win something that's not on the board, you get $20. Win something, you get
Oil change.
oil change.
Wayne Lane oil change.
There you go. I'll redonate it.
Number 31.
Right, yeah.
Rip the wheel off. It's like a $25 car quest.
Yeah.
Past presidents pay $5 each.
Whoa, that's a hit. Some real money there.
And the last one for 54, $5. Oliver Hammer Cool Surprise. It's an ice cube.
Last one? That's it? All right. It's time for early leavers if we have to. Otherwise, I would like to bring our speaker up to the end. We have with us a special guest, Brandon Fullerton from the food bank. He's sitting in for Rebecca Larson. And they've been here for over a year now in our community. We go. Let's welcome Brandon.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Brandon Fullerton. I'm the development director for the Helping Hands Food Bank right here in Sedro Woolley. We're very, very proud to be here in the community and helping the folks. And we have a big debt of gratitude to a lot of folks here in the audience. If I took time to name y'all, I wouldn't have any time to do the presentation. So thank you very much. Okay, so starting off, we have our board of directors. Sue Nagel is our board president. Carl DeYoung is our vice president. He's here right now. Thank you. We also have Mike Schreier, and I think he was still here.
Where?
Jenny Good, Rachel, Ryan, Lisa, Connor, and Brandon Atkinson, if you might recognize his name. Really great collection of people, really great collection of skills. They opened a lot of doors for us, gave us a lot of really good advice, and really can't say enough good things about our board members. They've been really super helpful in making it easy to do my job. As far as our staff, Rebecca Larson is heading up the ship as our executive director. She's been super great. A lot of the great advancements have been due to her hard work and perseverance, and can't say enough good things about her. Of course, myself, Brandon Fullerton, I'm the development director. It's my job to go around and promote what we do. So I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones. I get to do exactly what I want for a living, for a cause that I absolutely love, and I get to go out in the community and talk to all you great folks. So we also have Miranda Wilson, entirely super useful, super helpful. Couldn't do what we do without her. She's kind of the power behind the throne as far as getting stuff done, while the rest of us are running around bragging on what we do. Eric Larson is our operations manager. He's jumping in there in our brand new warehouse, got everything organized. I make sure that all the food gets rotated, and we got all these resources available to hand out. Jacob Marcel, warehouse coordinator. Studio is also warehouse coordinator. Those guys are the hardest working people at the food bank. So they're the ones who are actually lifting all the heavy stuff and operating forklifts and all that stuff and putting in lots of long, hard hours. So really got a nice tight crew, and I'm really proud of everybody on our team. Volunteers. The single most important resource we have at the food bank. As I said, we have a great staff there. But we couldn't do what we do without volunteers helping, and I see a lot of volunteers from the food bank, thanks to the mayor. We have over 120 volunteers. Last year we logged 38,000 volunteer hours. We have volunteers who work 6 days a week. We have our grocery rescue program, where we go out in the community, collect resources. That's all done on the generosity of others. So, without our volunteers, we really couldn't make this happen. I encourage, if any of you really want to dedicate your time to a good cause, come by and see us. Child program. This is one that's close to my heart. We noticed through talking with folks in the school district and other folks in the community that there are a lot of children here in Sedro Woolley and Skagit County as a whole who are dependent on preschool lunches. They're getting breakfast, they're getting lunch, and then they go home and dinner might be a toss-up due to their family situation. And so the problem is exacerbated on the weekends. So this program is designed to give them a parcel of food to help make it through the weekend. That way they can come back to school Monday and have their brains all turned on and be active and be happy. We did 44,200 meal bags in 2008 alone, and we're serving more kids every single week. We're currently about at 1,200 kids right here in Sedro Woolley that we're helping out, and we just took on Mount Vernon as well in some of the schools. This is a huge deal. You know, when I get a little rundown, get a little beat down with all the work and all the back end stuff that we do. This is one of those things that I remember and go, oh, that's why, right? And right in our picture there's Paula Hayner and her daughter and her granddaughter. She is the head volunteer for that. She probably works more than our part-time staff employee for free. So, hey Paula. Mobile food. This is another one that's really great. I began at the food bank as a volunteer before I started working there, and mobile food used to be my day. Mobile food is for folks who are homebound, can't actually come into the food bank, and it's one of those things that really cuts me. We deliver food once a week to all these individuals. We have, I think, 43 or so on our list right now. These are folks who are on Social Security, hooked up to oxygen, just stuck in their homes, and you might be the only person that they see aside from Meals on Wheels guy or gal. So these are the people who really get us the most, and it's really heartwarming to go and see how appreciative they are for the resources that they get. They get the same quality food as if you come in, but we just box it up, take it on our van, and deliver it to them. We delivered 5,200 of these boxes in 2008. At the time of the slide, we had like 36 clients, but it bounces around, hangs around 40. Folks come off the list when they're able to come into the food bank. Folks go on the list when they have an injury or an illness. So that was really great. Community partners, who's that? You know, I was going to list them, but the slide got too full. Again, you know, as a nonprofit, one of the things that we quickly realize is that we can't exist without the community support. And I think rightfully so. We're an extension of the community. We're an extension of the will of the community to help folks. And I just really can't thank everyone enough. Hey, Ben, can you hold that up here? Oh, am I too quiet? That's a first. So Job Corps is one of our partners. We mentioned the 1,200 bags of food that go out per week. These are the people working under Paula Hayner who actually make that happen. And I pack bags myself, and if I had to do all 1,200, it would be hours and hours and hours. Job Corps comes in, they're the cavalry. They come in and they save us every single week. They sort through bulk items as well when they're not doing job. WSU Extension, super proud of this program. They come in and they do cooking demonstrations with actual food from the food bank. And they have recipe cards. Hey, this is what you're getting in your box. This is what you can use it for. And it's really interesting because, I mean, a lot of our clients come in and they don't necessarily know how to cook pinto beans, right? You got to soak them, you got to do all that stuff. And so people like this help our clients, our participants, use the food resources that they get more effectively. And that's Alex Pond right there. She's great. Knights of Columbus. This is another one that just really warmed my heart. They came to us, one of the reasons that we built the building the way that we did was not only to be a food bank, but to address the root causes of poverty and to try to help people lift themselves out. And also, since the community helped us so much, we're trying to turn it into a center where other nonprofits can further help our participants. This is one of those cases. So the Knights of Columbus came in and said they wanted to give out free coats to children this winter. They ended up doing 500. They started with 50. So the first day they came with 50, they completely gave them all away and had to order a whole bunch more. I consider put 500 coats on kids' backs this winter. A great achievement and something we can all be proud of. So, Skagit Community Foundation, huge help. Really appreciate the folks there. They helped us get into this brand new reefer truck. And as I mentioned earlier, we have our grocery rescue operations where we go out 6 times a week. That's the vehicle we use. Before we had kind of a rough fleet, should I say, and sometimes we couldn't make our runs every single day. So this really helps make sure that we have reliable transportation. We can keep it down to our freight channel that we need to keep our foods to so nothing gets spoiled in transit. It's just been a huge help. Boeing ECF, the Employee Community Foundation, and the Blackbird family also tossed in on that one. So we're super proud about that. That's our longest serving volunteer in the truck. His name's Danny, and he's posing with it the day we got it. So that was really awesome. I also want to talk about a few upcoming projects we have. We kind of looked at what we were doing. Rebecca and I and a few other people sat down and said, it's great doing what we're doing. It's great feeding people, but what else can we do? And you know, we've had a lot of success here in Sedro Woolley, but we decided to take on the mission of trying to reach all of Skagit County. Our mission is to fight hunger in Skagit County, and that is what we're going to do. So this year, we're in phase 1 of a program. We're doing a pilot program where we're going to deliver pre-assembled boxes to underserved areas of Skagit to include the upper Skagit Indian Reservation, and as well as the Swin Indian Reservation and some upriver towns. Because I don't know if a lot of you are familiar, food banks upriver, a lot of great people working up there, working hard, but there's less and less resources the further you go upriver, as you're well aware, and some of them are only open every 2 weeks. So our intention is to, at some point, bolster their efforts with additional resources. We're going to establish statistics based on the demand for these pre-assembled boxes and developing the most effective route and finding out what the need is. So that's where we're at right now. Eventually, we're going to go to building the infrastructure to meet the demand. So we want to eventually purchase a dedicated truck similar to a bookmobile, except for the entire inside of it is a full food bank that people can walk through. One of the things we're proudest of in the new building is we've converted from a handout method to a grocery store method, where people get to walk through within certain limits, get to pick exactly what they want for their families. The good news about that method is it's reduced waste to the extent to where we used to hand out 50 pounds of food average per person per week, and now we're up to 60. So it really cut a lot of the waste out of the system. We're open 4 days a week now. So we want to take that grocery concept and extend it up. We really want to change how emergency food distribution is applied countywide. And that will also include additional procurement of supplies as well. So phase 3, the big picture, is not only addressing food insecurity, but also connecting our participants, our clients, to other nonprofits, other programs, other help that they can access. Currently, Miranda Wilson, who I mentioned, our executive assistant, she is one of the only places, aside from DSHS, where you can sign up for DSHS services. And that's right here in Sedro Woolley. So what we used to see is folks would come into the food bank and they wouldn't only have food problems, right? It would be, I'm hungry, I'm behind on my rent, my utilities are about ready to get shut off, where else do I go? And so, you know, we thought we were doing a good enough job referring. Oh, well, here's community action. Here's Family Promise Skagit County to help with the rent. Here's, you know, and we just give them a number and a name and send them on their way. Well, now we can help people sign up right then and there. And Miranda took a lot of time on her own to go call all of these people, figure out what they do, how to sign up for it, what the qualifications are, so we're not sending people on a wild goose chase. So, and another good thing too is we're not sending them into Mount Vernon anymore. They're able to do it right here in Sedro Woolley. So we moved all of those services just a little bit east. So that's a huge deal. You know, if you don't have enough money to, you know, put gas in your car, another 15 miles there and back, that's a big deal. So we're really super proud about that. Phase 3 will also include mobile food and chow further upriver. We're talking Miami, Hamilton, Marble Mountain Concrete, and have all those services available further up. And that way we can feed the children in other places too. So we want to take what we've done as a success here and stretch that out and make it a county-wide deal. We're already kind of the county food bank as it is. 40% of our clients come from Mount Vernon, 40% of our clients come from Sedro Woolley, and the rest are just scattered all over Skagit County. Some come all the way from Whatcom County. And the reason for that is that we don't discriminate on who gets to come to the food bank. We don't look at your income status. We don't look at your immigration status. We don't care who you are. If you're hungry, come and eat. Some food banks have been known to make you bring a piece of mail showing where you live, that you live around there. If you're homeless, how are you going to do that? So every time that someone puts up a boundary to try to keep some people out, it keeps other people out that deserve it as well. So you just come in and we feed you. So that's kind of how we operate. So we have an upcoming solar project that we're currently writing grants for. And this is to help lead the way and reduce our carbon footprint, as well as reduce our operational costs. That way more of the donors' money goes straight to our clients. And that's what we're really, really, really concerned about. We all know those certain nonprofits who, 50% of it goes to actual clients. We're 95% efficient. Only 5% of our costs go to overhead. So we really want to keep it that way too. So it's a 23.4 kilowatt system, 78 panels, blah, 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 right? The news is that this will replace all of our electrical needs. So, while the grid's up, that is. And it'll even give us an opportunity for another revenue source. If we overgenerate, we can sell up to 10% of our energy usage back to the grid and even receive another check. So we're working on that, and it also increases our ability to operate in emergency. We've been communicating with Skagit County Emergency Management, Vicki Fontaine, and her crew about what happens when the big one comes. What happens if there's a huge earthquake or any other disaster that hits? And how do we operate as a food bank in that circumstance? Because we're really interested for being there for our participants, rain or shine. And we've been really working on an emergency plan and trying to make sure that even though other services might fall, that there's still a need. So we're really super proud about that work too. Our emergency generator, thanks to Robert Gates, former Secretary of Defense. He's been very, very generous with us over the years. He heard that we were doing all this emergency planning and that we needed an emergency generator, and he bought it for us. So right now they're doing a study on how much electricity we use and all that stuff, but eventually another couple of months we'll have it in place. The news about that is it's going to be hardlined to our gas lines, which are earthquake protected and all that stuff. And that'll be another way that we can continue operating. This will be able to cover all of our emergency needs, so we can run our fridge, freezers, lights, office machines, all that stuff, and not have to actually turn anything off when we turn the generator. So that'll be super, super cool. So, all right. So, any questions, comments? Yes, sir.
I have one comment. I do the Eagle projects up in the community, and there was a kid from Lake Honor who did a food closet in his school in Lake Honor, and he went to the local food bank, and they said they couldn't supply him any, and so this kid from Lake Honor came over to Sedro Woolley, and you guys voted him up, gave him everything he needed, and that started that thing, and now they're giving out like 40 to 60 meals a week out of that thing, and I don't even know if you knew you spearheaded that thing. So.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. We're actually in 8 different schools in Skagit County, including Skagit Valley College and Emerson, and we supply those food pantries. Oasis Teen Shelter, Domestic Violence Shelter. I mean, I could go on and on and on. We are so blessed with the resources that we have, with the volunteers that we have, that we're able as well, and thank you for mentioning that.
Do you have a grant or something for your solar panels?
Well, we're working on them. You know, grants, and then it's kind of another hat I wear is the grant writer as well. You know, grants are kind of always hit or miss. You know, it's just boards of other people, you know, it's a board of volunteers, usually, who are just deciding based upon what you've written, whether or not they should fund you. So, to be good stewards of our donors' money, to be good managers, we usually don't even count for more than 5% of our budget to be based off of grants. So it really truly is due to everyday donors and businesses to really keep us going, and those relationships really mean a lot to us. So yeah, we have applied. We would appreciate any help if anybody wants to help with that. Yes, sir.
So at Ketchum Village, where I work, we've supported the food bank over the years, and for this year, we're looking forward to support the child program with our summer picnic and then our holiday bazaar. So we're really excited to partner again with you guys, and it's a great program. So that's what we'll be doing this summer.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, if I listed everybody to help us out, I'd be here all day. And you know, there's so many folks that are giving up their time, giving out of their wallets, cut checks for us. It would be impossible. We have over like 800 donors alone. So, you know, I really, you know, want to thank all of you. I see folks from the school board, I see folks from the city council, I see business leaders, and it takes all of you. It takes a village, right? So I really, really appreciate everything that you guys have done for us, and I can't thank you enough. I really can't.
One of the things I was most impressed with Rebecca when I met her was she was all about a hand up, not a hand out. Everything you're telling me today could go either way. How are you making it a hand up and not a hand out?
That's a great question, and I'm really glad you brought that up. One of the things we're doing is, like I said, we're partnering with other nonprofits. A good thing that we're doing, a partner that we do have is WorkSource. They have a program called Earn While You Learn, and it's kind of an apprenticeship program where we can teach folks not only warehousing skills, driving forklifts, driving trucks, rotating stock, safety stuff in the warehouse, things like that as well. We also have administrative people. We have 9 people right now in that program. So, you know, we can teach folks how to be good office workers. We can teach folks, you know, valuable skills. I mean, just driving a fork truck gives you, what, $15 an hour starting out job somewhere. So there's stuff like that. There's also a community classroom that we have in the building. We built specifically so that other agencies that have value to add to our participants can come in and do classes like credit repair classes, job hunting, resume writing, all sorts of things. We've had all those already happening. We have a computer class that takes you from how to turn a computer on to now we have people doing spreadsheets. You know, learning how to really use it, how to check their email, how to look for jobs. And so it behooves us, it behooves our clients to try to, I mean, we're exploding. We're literally exploding with clients. And how do we get people to the position where they don't feel they need us anymore? And a lot of nonprofits and a lot of people in the food bank world, they measure their success on how many people they've helped, how many people they're serving food to. We've changed our idea, and now we're measuring our success on how many people don't come to our program. So how many people have gotten a great job and just don't feel the need to come in anymore. And that's the true success for us.
So the end goal would be we have to shut the doors because nobody comes anymore, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, you know, how many people have been in industrial safety? How many times have you heard 0 accidents, right? Well, we kind of took that mindset on. We would be happy if we opened the doors and nobody came in, because that tells us we've done our job. We would love to turn the keys over to the city of Sedro Woolley and go, here's another community center. Pull up.
Did you bring your motorcycle?
Not yet, no. I had to dress up. I don't like riding in slacks. It's so greasy.
You might tell them about it.
The chopper?
The one you were...
Oh, yeah, thank you. So, we are Our donors in the marijuana industry, including Floyd's, Rogue Reagan Farms, and several others, have donated a custom chopper to us to raffle off for charity. And so if you want to come see me, I'll be at the Very Dairy Days with a booth selling raffle tickets to it. And we'll be all over the place. We're in the rodeo as well, our rodeo as well. Really great opportunity. I can't thank Floyd's enough. Floyd's is actually, we talked about the child program, Floyd's is almost entirely funded that program by themselves. Every week they cut us a check. We tell them how many kids we serve, and they gladly write a check over. So I can't brag enough about them. They're really, really great people, and they're really looking to become part of the community and really looking to give back. So kudos to Floyd's. Anybody else? All right. Well, thanks for having me, and I appreciate it.
Brandon, I have a pen for you here, a little gift of token of appreciation from the Greatest Club of the Universe. Maybe you can use it to eke a new deal on a solar panel. I don't know. Okay. All right, folks. We're about done. Is there anything else to be brought before? Okay. The Dairy Dairy Parade, if you can make it, that'd be great. Thanks to everyone for coming. I would mention all of the names, but I'll just say the Olmsted group. How about that? And then the fellow behind. I missed your first name. Tobin. I still can't hear it. Tobin. But welcome, and thanks for coming. Tomas, thanks for coming. With that, let's have a great rest of our week.